Are you ready?
Hey yo, what up guys? Tank here. We sort of touched on this in another video, but I don't like that we kind of rushed through it. So I decided let's just do a more in-depth talk and we'll just make separate videos for each of the categories instead of just throwing it all into one. Also, if someone is looking for a specific category, odds are they're not going to go through that entire video. So we'll just make separate ones so it's easier for people just to find help with one stage that they need. Okay, now this is what we have coming. We actually now have a date. I did say this before. It was definitely coming before the end of the year. So we have a date. It's going to drop Christmas Day. I think it's going to end up being like Christmas Day, but like super early, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll cover them just in order. For episode 7, it's going to be first. I have this website here, dokkanbattleoptimizer.com. There's a couple websites that you can make teams on, but this I found to be the easiest. Some of the other ones just were just seemed overly complicated to use, or they just weren't even like updated. Where there's units that we own, units that we have in the game, that, like wouldn't show up. So we're gonna go here, and this is our roster. Not the biggest. I'm gonna actually take out. I'm gonna do just the usable ones, so it gets even worse. Oh wait, what the hell? If I put the SSRs, yeah, most of them are just the SSRs of units that awaken. So like this doesn't count. They don't count. The SRs. Yeah, these are just the free ones that you don't even. No one could use them. Yeah, so we have a real small roster here. So they're going to be the best lead. Does it give information on them? No, you just, I guess, sign up for the account. So they're gonna be the best lead. Definitely him. Definitely him. Not a bad choice. Definitely. I don't have him, so I'm not putting him in my team. He is a great choice to run if you have him, though. I unfortunately just don't have him. And now, so you're in between the last slot, this guy and this guy. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. I would ultimately say to pick him, because his ability is going to be insane, and this is probably going to be the best team you could possibly put together. So how does this website go back? I drop a character, yeah. That's pretty cool. Actually, it shows all the links and stuff. So, for instance, now I don't have Krillin, and I highly doubt I'll get him, because I don't think there's anything... Yeah, there's nothing for us to summon on, so I'm not gonna get a chance to get him. I guess I could go back in on that banner. No, I want to save up for, like, Jiren and probably, I think, Frieza. Frieza's banner I could skip, to be honest. No. Who am I kidding? We're not skipping a banner. I'd probably end up having 17 instead, only because I don't have the Krillin. Krillin is going to be the better choice, though. So pretty much this is what my team's going to look like. So, what is this? Links, right? Yeah, so it shows the links that they're going to carry, right? So we can see we're getting 6 key and legendary power, so not bad at all with links. They're going to share just Fierce Battle and Tournament of Power. So what's nice is this Tournament of Power link almost everyone has. Yeah, so this is where Skinny Boo, he's great as a solo unit, but he just doesn't share links with, like, anyone. Is this trying to show, like, the best rotations? I think that's what it's trying to do. But it's weird because they would be the best rotation. You can't put them in slot 1. They only gain defense after supering, so that you can't put them in slot 1. So your rotation would be LR, UI, and then Super Saiyan Blue. And then another rotation would probably be like Skinny Boo and him, even though unfortunately they're not sharing a lot of links. You'd have to be careful with your key, which will make him valuable because when he's on rotation, he gives key. Alright, so let's actually let's open up another one and we'll just dive into, I guess, a refresher on what these guys actually do. He's not. Don't use him. You could bring... They're not the... Probably not him, but yeah. Bring him. And we don't have... This Frieza, unfortunately, when this Frieza comes out, this becomes a joke. Yeah, that's all the usable units, right? So they're going to be the best leader at 177. This is actually the current highest leader in the game. That extra 7% that they give. And it's flat, which is awesome. So if you have them, you run them, right? Definitely. They are the best leader by far. So they get attack and defense 77% when attacking, right? So this is what I meant when I said you cannot put them in slot 1. The only safe way to put them in slot 1 is if there are no attacks in the before they super. If there's an attack before they have the chance to super, you're going to take a lot of damage with an item. And if you get a super attack, you could probably die even if you had an item. Like, they're going to get hit hard because they have no defense. After they super, they will be fine. You would just want to pay attention to make sure you're lowering the attack of the person who's hitting them. There's obviously other strategies where things might change up, but for most times you're going to want to lower the attack of whoever's going to hit them because they can be a little bit of a defensive liability. They will get an additional 77% attack when performing an Ultra. And then if the enemy is in an attack down status, they get another 77%. So they can hit. They will be by far the hardest hitting person on this team if they're at their full passive, which could happen here and there. Because you're most likely going to be rotating them, like floating. So, but if you caught in a situation where maybe you didn't and you had one on each rotation, you could lower the attack with this on rotation 1, and then when you attack with the friend one on rotation 2, you're gonna kill whoever it is. Like, if they have type disadvantage, maybe they'll survive, but it's still gonna be like they're gonna be dishing out like 6-7 million attack stats like at that point, which is crazy. So they're extremely good. This guy, so he is also another leader. He is not nearly as good. He is only at HP 130, and then that extra 7%, which is normal to not have. He is gonna he requires more build up, right? Which is obviously the exact opposite of Super Battle Road, but he will greatly raise attack, right? So he'll hit decent, but he has to get hit. He gets 10% attack and defense every time he gets hit, up to 59%. So once he's fully built up, he's not that bad, right? I think he'll get over 100k defense, but you're not gonna... I mean, if you're using items, yeah, you could put him, like, in danger and then pop, like, a Nurse Chi-Chi or something where he won't take damage no matter what, and then you'll get his passive, you know, quickly built up. Because that's, what, 6 hits. So, something you could do. Plus an additional attack 59% and super effective against all types when performing a super attack if 59% or less HP. So this is something good. It's only for once, but now this, if you're about to see, very easily links up with his active skill. Causes ultimate damage, which is a massive multiplier, and raises all attack for his allies on that turn by 30%. Huge. So the way you activate this is health below 59%, right? So bam, both of them are gonna have activation. Keep in mind, there would be no reason you would ever do this, but if you for some reason went below 59% and attacked, and you didn't pop this active skill, this super effective all types won't be there. That is only one time, but that should never happen, because the second his active skill pops up, you throw it no matter what, because that's literally his only real value here. That, and he links up perfectly well with UI. You need 3 or more rep 7 people, which normally is a problem, but in Super Battle Road for this, obviously your whole team will be that. His link set, very good link set. As I said, I think he shares like 6 out of 7 with UI. Yeah, so he's okay. He's definitely up there, as in you would run him, but you just have to baby him, right? You gotta cradle him. Krillin, I wish I had him. Unfortunately, I don't. He has a rep 7 category, right? So very valuable. He lowers attack by 20%, and he has a 50% chance to stun. Super, super powerful here in Super Battle Road. 180% attack and defense, medium chance to evade, only 30%. Key plus 2, an additional attack and defense, 120% when your team has Android 18 attacking in the same turn. And then he's super effective against all types if the enemy is stunned. So super, super, super valuable guy right here, right? So let's say you have him. He probably, I haven't like seen any usage of him. He could probably be a slot 1 person, and then if you had her, now she'd be slot 2. She can raise her own defense, so that's why she would definitely be in slot 2. Even if you got a bunch of orbs, I mean, she's still gonna need an item to be safe, but yeah, like them next to each other, basically Krillin is just going to probably obliterate whatever could attack her. So, and then him, like, let's say you had dupes, right? You go all additional. I think that should be a no-brainer, because one, he lowers attack, so you could lower attack multiple times. Chance to stun, always better to have more than one chance to stun. And then let's say you attack, this is best case scenario, let's say he attacks, right? He stuns on the first attack, and then he attacks again. That next attack is going to be super effective. So we're like crazy damage, right? So this Krillin is really valuable. The more I talk about him, the more I feel like I want to go in and summon to get one copy of him. But I have a feeling I wouldn't get it. I would probably end up getting I'd probably hit another LR before I pick him up. So, and that goes for her too. I mean, she not much here, just 70%. She will get an extra 30% defense, right? But that still puts her at like 100%, which isn't really enough. She can change key spheres, so not the worst. She'll get herself some text ones, but if you unless you're running Android 17, you probably don't need for Fizz key spheres anyway. But yeah, link wise, they're terrible, right? Like, oh, I lost her. Let's see. They're gonna share what? Nothing. No. They share Tournament of Power, and she's shattering the limit. Oh my god, yeah. So, while it would be a very powerful rotation for Krillin, she's going to be really poor. Of course, you could always use items; it'll save you, but it is not the best. UI, there is really no need to even describe why he is probably going to be the best person on your team. So he can disable guard, causes damage, disables enemy guard, again, mega colossal damage. I wish they had added something instead of this disable, because it just, you don't notice it. It doesn't make, like, it doesn't like show you any difference. 77%, which is like a decent start. He does, I wish it was a little bit of the opposite. Like, I wish this started out at like 100% and then they just dropped this, so instead of it being like 177%, they just move this number down. So there would be, what, an extra 33%, so you would take 33% off of this. So at least he'll just start higher, because he starts out, and especially in Super Battle Road, if he gets hit, like if you get unlucky and he doesn't dodge, he'll get hit hard. It'll ruin your run almost. But he gets a 70% chance to evade, so you should not be getting hit often. And then this is after the 8th turn, where his dodge chance drops to 50%. You should not be hitting 8 turns in Super Battle Road. So then he gets 1 key, and he gets attack and defense 11% for each dodge, right? So he's like the one unit where he's like one of the few units where you put him in slot 1, and you're just like hoping there's a bunch of attacks that will attack before him, because he can build up a bunch of key. There's going to be times where you won't have an 18 key super. He dodges a bunch of times, and now you have an 18 key super. Plus his attack and defense all go up. So super valuable. Pretty good links across the board. But yeah, you're going to be running him with Super Saiyan Blue. You have him because they're not this one, but that's just picture. If you have them, because they're going to share almost every link. They're perfect together. Now these bad boys just came out. I I think they're very underrated. I don't know. I don't know why they were down talked. I felt from a lot of other content creators, but they're phenomenal. So they're gonna greatly raise attack and defense. They're gonna cause a fuck ton of damage. They're gonna lower attack no matter what you do. I love when they like a unit will lower attack on both, or have a chance to stun on both, and you don't have to like play around with this key and like there's like the EZA LR go on that I just like fully maxed out. He medium chance to stun, I believe, on his 12 key, but then on his 18 key he raises hex. So it's like it adds another layer of thought, which I can respect, but it just makes it a little annoying when it's like I want to raise my defense and I want to stun. Like, why do I have to choose? So I personally like this. So 70% attack and defense, not the best starting point, but they're a nuking style, right? So they get 7% per key sphere obtained. Chance to perform a crit, 7%. Key +2 and launch an additional attack, up to 3 additional normal attacks per rainbow. So you want to get them tons of key, tons of rainbow key. Now I don't think the game works like this. I'm not sure. It just feels like this when I use them because mine's at 55%. I swear, when I get like those 3 rainbow orbs for them and they just keep doing additionals and additionals, I swear it like tricks the game into giving you a different chance to proc the super attack. Because I get a lot of double super attacks with these guys at 55%. And so as a Fizz unit, they only have 5. And I didn't put anything else into them. So I feel like it tricks the game into giving you a better chance. Or I don't know, maybe it's just me. Their active skill is going to blow away pretty much anyone on the field unless you're at disadvantage and you don't crit. They're going to kill anyone on the field. So they get a max key of 24. Now, while that is great to have a 24 key super, they still benefit from key spheres. So don't just get 24, don't activate this and then just pick up like a single orb because you're like, they're already max, right? Don't do that. Make sure you still pick up as many orbs as possible, as many rainbow orbs as possible. So they're going to get a 70% attack boost outside of the turn, which is calculated a lot higher than the normal like 70% here. They do drop their own defense a lot, right? So while this goes up a lot, this goes down a lot. So you have to be very careful with using it. You want to make sure you're not going to use it. If you're using this, you need to make sure you're not gonna get hit. If you do, it's gonna be really bad. There's no turn restriction, right? So this can just be first turn if you know you're below HP going into like the second fight or something, which is not bad because you could just pop that depending on the field, and maybe you can just kill someone right away. So very, very powerful. Very good link sets with the other people like LRUI and even Super Saiyan Blue. They're pretty good with that too. Yep. So definitely a very good choice. Skinny Boo. Skinny Boo is going to be freaking insane. I just wish he could have had Tournament of Power. I know he can't, and I understand why, because he wasn't actually in the tournament. This is just him prepping for it. So he was on the team, and then they did that stupid thing that I don't understand when they made him sleep. He just didn't want to get up for the world. That was so stupid. But he's gonna have a medium chance to stun, right? 30%, so it could happen. Don't count on it. Attack and defense 150%. Key +3 plus an additional attack and defense 150, so 300%. Attack and defense. High chance to evade, which is 50% for 7 turns. You should not be going past 7 turns, so really no worries there. His links kind of suck. I think for the most part, you're really mainly gonna get fierce battle with people. None of these other links are gonna like go well, which really sucks because he is a fantastic unit, but it is what it is. So now we're into like the runner-up, right? So Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, definitely a decent unit you can bring in. So he can greatly lower defense, which can make a difference sometimes. Attack 100%, defense starts at 60%. So I would not put him first slot. I would treat him as a second slot because as he launches attacks, he gets 7% defense with each attack. So, what's funny is they basically stole this and put it into the LR. So he launches an additional 2 normal attacks, and he gets 7% with each of those. So builds up, right? Now 30% to evolve when he gets to the 4th turn. This, I guess this could happen. It's not, you really don't want it to happen though. I mean, he'll get defense up to 130%, so it will go up a bit, but he won't be able to build any more defense. I doubt you maxed out this 70%, you know? So it would be better to keep him in base. But then he becomes more of a crit unit where he gets 10% with each attack performed. So he becomes just more of a power unit, which is not bad. I guess the situation could call for it, but it is safer for him to stay in here. The only unfortunate thing is you have no control over whether or not he's going to transform. And he will have pretty decent links. Most of them are going to have Super Saiyan, Warrior Gods, Prepared, Tournament, Fierce, right? These two are the ones that aren't going to go with anyone, and so he's still a good runner-up unit. This 17, bottom of the barrel, right? That not someone you really want to bring, but if you don't have anyone else to bring, you can. He will actually share a ton of links with the 18. They do share a lot of links, but it's not going to save you from anything unless you have them like max like Rainbow 10, like that's actually not bad. Like, but if you got that up to level 10, which I can't imagine grinding this guy, he'd get 20% defense, so that'd be nice actually. But yeah, he only raises attack on super attack, so he does gain defense per key sphere, so that's helpful, but now it's, you know, pretty unreliable. Is what it is though. I definitely would not run him if you have any of the other people mentioned. This guy, he's a little bit better than 17, so he is your second choice if you don't have the LR UI. He's going to stack attack by 30%, right, with each attack. He starts out with 100% attack and defense. Okay, right, not special. He's an older unit, so he's just not going to do that well overall. Pretty decent links though, like he actually links pretty well with some of the other people on here. Now his awakened form, you really don't want to get to his awakened form. I mean, it could work, but it becomes really risky and unreliable. So I don't know why they did this, but he now keep us to 150% attack, no defense. He loses his entire defense from his passive, so now he just dodges. He has a 70% chance to dodge, but if he doesn't dodge, you're gonna take a massive amount of damage. He loses all his defense once he transforms. I don't know why they built him this way, but it is what it is. You can use him, and you know, in his base form, I think he's a lot better. If you do unfortunately transform, start popping items for sure. Sure, 70% is great, but if he gets a hit, I mean, even if it's not a super attack, you might die because you're already below 50%, right? And if he gets hit by a super attack, even if you're full health, you still might die that turn. Yeah. And then here is MVP 17 coming in with lowering attack and defense, right? Always valuable. 120% when performing. So no defense really in his passive, a little unfortunate, but he will gain this as like a side note. He does give this to everyone, which will include himself, but he will give key to the rotation, which definitely could be helpful with some of those rotations. He will reduce damage by 40% if your HP is below 77%. Still pretty valuable. Links, yeah, none of these are really going to apply unless you ran the other androids. I think some of them had shocking speed. Obviously, Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle are going to be the big ones. I think there were some units that had shocking speed, though. But, yeah. So, this is going to be the team you'll see me use when I run this. I think this is going... Depending on how bad it is, I might just upload a video of just beating it with items first. Like, not gonna worry. Yeah, I'll probably do it anyway. Unless it's like I'm not trying at all and we just happen to no item it without even thinking. I'll probably upload using items, right? Just showing that we beat it and we win. People that need that help, and then I'll probably revisit it, do a little link level grinding, revisit it, and then beat this without items. So yeah, that is pretty much gonna close out the representative of Universe 7. So let me know what you guys think down below. This does look like a tough team to run. Like, it's a small amount of units. So I'm curious, like, do you have can you even make a full team that's actually usable, or can you only make a team using some of these SRs and SSRs, which obviously you would not have a chance at beating this. So yeah, let me know, like, are you actually able to even run this stage? I'm actually pretty curious. But that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Take care. Peace.